Hey, how's it going, guys? I wanted to give some of my thoughts. My mic is like, oh, I don't know, it cuts in, it cuts out. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that. I don't have that high grade. How do you say? The really expensive outside mics. I'm using a headset. I think it was like a $45 headset my girlfriend got me. So, um, those. That's how it works sometimes. We make do with what we got, right? So I wanted to go over some of these points for Battlefield 6. I keep hearing a lot of people talking about how it's like, a return to form, how it's like a 10 out of 10. Content creators and fanboys are just bashing anybody who does not share that opinion. So we'll take every step that I have written down here. I'm going to try. This is the first time I've ever tried to do this form of video. So bear with me. I mean, as I try. I mean, I'm learning all this on my own. Nobody taught me anything. So I have like a little list here. I figured I'd keep more on point because my mind wanders, especially if I'm doing multiple things. We'll start at the top. The map sizes, right? I mean, this isn't a small issue, and a lot of these content creators really try to make it to be a small issue. Oh, they'll add maps later on. They'll do this. They'll do that. Guys, these maps are insulting. They're not just small. They're insulting. I mean, this is like literally a COD map, I mean, Alpha is close to Bravo. Bravo is close to Charlie. Charlie is close to Delta. Do you get what I'm saying? Someone from Delta can run the Alpha within 5 seconds, so you never have a period where you're just setting up. And I kind of think of the Battlefield community not like COD in that, like in the aspect they want just, to get poured on and, being shot all the time for no apparent reason. I mean, there has to be some kind of logic to it, in my opinion. Like, I think 2042 did a pretty good job with that. I think they were heading in the right direction with the larger maps, right? Because you would have individual firefights not connected to the whole team. And I think that's like the biggest negative, in my opinion, is this. How firefights in 2042 and like Armor Reforger and all them are organic. Like, your squad runs into it and it's more like a squad on squad. If a tank rolls in there, then, oh, God, watch out. You're in trouble. You know what I mean? So the map sizes, they really, really do matter. And even some of the maps that I used to play on Battlefield 3 and 4, I forget the name of the map specifically. I don't want to go and research it right now while I'm doing this, but I can easily post it up in a comment section. There is a map that has to do with fuel, extracting oil. I'm sure everybody remembers it. I used to play that map all the time, me and the guys did. And we would fight over that location all the time. Tanks all the way up on the other side if you're coming from, well, I guess I need to know the direction. Either side. If you're coming from either side, you would have that buffer there of distance, So a tank could be hitting you from far off. Here, they've cut off 50% of that map, which is already small. It was already tiny. It was tiny in comparison to most Battlefield maps. Now, in comparison to most COD maps, I mean, of course, they got maps like Mosh Pit, right? Which is just a bunch of containers and people spawn around and, it's just constant shooting. There's no hunting. See, that's part of it. Battlefield players, okay, from the beginning, enjoyed the hunt. COD players, they don't like that. They just want to shoot things. And it's better if they're shooting things, they're like, oh, well, right there. They don't have to go and find them. They don't have to risk getting shot by a sniper or using proper squad tactics. I mean, we're not even talking about 3 lanes in a lot of these maps. And they say that it's verticality. Oh, they added verticality to it. So, guys, we've had verticality in games for a very long time. I mean, this isn't new. You know what I mean? A lot of games have verticality in them. Armor Reforger, Call of Duty, for God's sakes. To think that Call of Duty doesn't have verticality in it, it's just silly. And the games go on and on and on. One more point on the map constructions. I mean, how they're made and stuff. Look, we used to have Levolution in Battlefield. That's not in this game, obviously. The building destruction, again, this isn't something unique to this game. I mean, Arma has it. Most FPS games have some type of building destruction mechanic in it. Some of the other gripes that I have with this is bad target acquisition, and it's mainly with ADS. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but I have, and that would be when I'm aiming down sights on somebody, and all of a sudden it jerks to the right. And it's not that I'm doing. I'll be aiming, I'll just barely touch it. And I know they say change the settings. Well, for one, you shouldn't have to do that, in a game right out the box. I don't think you should. Of course, you have to tweak it to your settings, but I'm kind of a general shooter. I can play COD. I get pretty decent scores. Anybody that's run with me will tell you that. In Arma, I'm pinging people in the head from huge distances. I mean, I can feel it when I play the game, as all of you can, I'm sure, especially Battlefield players from back in the day. Like that's a big deal. Being able to ADS is a big deal. But I notice it when I have a laser sight on there and I just hip fire, I hit everything. I mean, I don't. Again, I don't get it. And how are all these people beaming me in the head all the time? I mean, you can see on the bottom right your little mannequin, right? And the majority of the time, you're getting headshot. People are pinging headshots. I'm not saying people ain't good aims, but the cheating in here, I mean, come on, guys. The cheating is bad. You don't need somebody to do the tests and run the forums to tell you that the cheating is bad. We all know when the cheating is bad. We can feel it. And SBMM is definitely in this game. They can try to deny it all they want to, but SBMM is definitely in this game. Okay, the next issue is like the TTK. What were they thinking when they decided to go along that route, like with a high TTK, that high of a TTK? TTK is time to kill, by the way. How many bullets it takes to kill you? I mean, literally, you're being shot. You're not even up for a second before you're down. Again, I kind of consider the Battlefield community to be hunters, right? Different than the crack addict COD players. It's not just about the firefight. It's about the positioning and how you plan to go and engage in that firefight. So you have time to, look at the battlefield to decide where you're maybe going to have that fire. I got to say, 2042 did a pretty good job with that when you think about it. Everybody bashed on like a lot of things in 2042, and some of them were really good reasons to be bashing on the game, okay? But look at it now. Go and play it now. I mean, like, say you have a squad or two of your buddies in there, and you decide to take Echo. Well, when you go down there, the other team is on the other side of the map. Okay, there might be a few guys holding Echo or something like that, and that could usually that turns into a very awesome firefight. You don't know they're there. Maybe you're holding a position because you ain't got time to just 5-second sprint to the point. You have to defend it. I mean, that's combat. That's combat. Once you move off of that point, you're leaving it undefended for it to be taken. I mean, that's how this system works. But when you take away the ability for players to even have any say in how that combat's going down, that's not a realistic, not even just realistic. The player has no control over it. And players should. You should be able to plan ahead of time how you're going to engage a certain point. I just think that's really important. I think that separates the COD community with the Battlefield community. The COD community just wants to shoot things. Battlefield community are a bunch of hunters. That's how I see it. I mean, that's how I see it. Another one of the issues I have is the cheating. The cheating is out of hand. I mean, considering what they made everybody do in order for their anti-cheat, which is allow, what was it, a program that was put on, you had to download onto the PC where they could detect cheats. And it's supposed to be the end-all, be-all, and a lot of people signed on to it because they thought it would really help. But yet all these cheaters are making YouTube videos about it, for God's sakes. Mocking EA because EA hasn't been able to stop them, even though they're out in the open saying that they're cheating. I mean, they're not hiding it. I heard that they did a crackdown. I played last night on Battlefield hoping that it would be better to, maybe the handling. Maybe it was just the cheaters doing it. But no, it's the game too. I mean, it's not just cheaters, but there are a lot of cheaters in this game. A whole lot. So, I mean, I would say that's another negative. Because if you're going to host or make a PvP game, it should be playable, from the start. Especially if you're using something as extreme as putting an app onto your computer to check to see if you have cheat software on there. You know what I mean? I heard a lot about Chronos. I just don't believe that Chronos is responsible for the majority of the cheating. Look, computer and console, in my opinion, are just not compatible. I mean, my mouse, I know I have both. I have an Xbox S, I'm sorry, and a computer. And on my Xbox, if I'm using my mouse, I can just point it, real quick. So your spin is quick, your acquisition is faster because you're literally just you're just clicking the screen. Um, Console players, even though PC players try to shit on console players have it hard, man. That's why they tried to add auto aim to it, right? That's kind of like a cheat program in a way. That's how a lot of cheat programs work. That way it kind of directs your aim towards the enemy. They did that because they added PC players to it. Now, and as far as I remember in Battlefield 3 and 4, there weren't PC players. It might have been a transition in 4 that at some point they added cross-play into it with PC players. But you want to fix a lot of this issue, make games like Hell Let Loose did, and don't have PC players mixed up with Xbox players. It's not a fair transition, and it's not because of skill. PC players just aren't better. I keep hearing that garbage. Well, pick up a controller and be on the same terms of us, and let's see how good you are. Because I could pick up a mouse, and I guarantee I'd probably be better than they are. Alright, so one of the other things I heard other people talking about was the UI, how great it is. That's a joke, right? It's a copy-paste UI. Really, it's a standard UI. There's nothing intuitive about it. Matter of fact, there's been a couple times when I go down to multiplayer and it has campaign options on it. What? And trying to find them throughout all the menus. Like I watched this other guy's video, and he was talking about, and I don't want to name drop him because I don't want to try to pull off his audience. I'm not trying to do that, but I went ahead and looked it up anyway. The other content creators are really standing up and talking about this stuff besides myself, or the COD Trash Can and Simon B 1471. I've been watching Simon B 1471 for a while, and I'm telling you, the hate that guy gets is really, it's a shame. If these are Battlefield players that are on there saying the things that they're saying on that comment section, you should be ashamed of yourself. Because that's something COD players will do, not Battlefield. I just don't identify with you if that's what you're going to do, is get in there and start bashing a guy for his opinion. Being a fanboy, you really have to have something mentally wrong with you to get in there. And, one of the comments was, well, if you're proven wrong, which how can you be proven wrong in an opinion? But if you're proven wrong at the end of this, will you come out and admit it? Why wouldn't I admit what? That his opinion was wrong? Already the game is dropping off. I think I just checked the analytics not that long ago. I got the analytics just because I want to be complete in this. So right now, concurrent player base is 361,332. I have a peak of 747,440. I think that this really shows what I'm about to get into, by the way. I know I was talking about the UI, but I think this is more important. Choose who you watch carefully, because there are a lot of shills and people that are just going along with it, with the hype, because they want to get viewers. I'm on the bad side of that, like always, because honor matters to me. It matters a lot. Matter of fact, I try to use it in my everyday. I hope that the people that I love and that surround me know that I'm not gonna burn them. You know what I mean? When I say something, I mean it. I'm gonna keep my word. So what happened is people went out and watched the people that they watch, obviously, that they trust, and the game was super hyped. So they went out and bought the game thinking it was going to be a good experience. It's back to form, 10 out of 10, blah, 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 blah. $70, guys. $70 for a 40 gigabyte game. Okay? Think about that. Size does matter. COD is like, what, 300? It's like 100 gigs in some areas, and it's not bloat, in my opinion. These are all the game developed over time. These are things that they need in there for it to run the way it runs, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to defend COD. I'm not really that big of a COD fan. But I'm just saying size does matter. I mean, $70 for a 40 gigabyte game. I mean, look at 2042. How big is that? Like I said, Levolution is no longer in the game. It's like this is a bare bones version, a very minimalized version of of a Battlefield experience, in my opinion. I mean, I guess we're getting into really my opinion. I think that's when I was playing with my friends. This in this particular video too. Now, one of them is he's a very good friend of mine. He loves the game. He thinks, it's a reform of Battlefield. But everybody has their opinions. I'm not gonna shit on someone just because they have that opinion. As long as you're enjoying the game, that's what matters, right? If you bought this game and you're enjoying it, you're happy with your purchase, that's great. What I think is that a lot of people have been starved of good video games because of the woke nonsense, shoving gay tranny nonsense in there. I mean, everybody's pronouns and making men that look like women, that look like women, that look like men. That kind of shit. There was no escapism, which is what video games really is for a lot of people like us. I'd like to say that I can speak for most people. Video games is a way to escape the reality and, the pressure that you're going through in life. But they took all that shit and they shoved it into video games just so they could try to brainwash you. And then, surprise, it became a really big financial lean too. Now people are making a lot of money, and these content creators, in my opinion, they have a responsibility to their community base. I mean, I feel like that, and it weighs heavily on me. And I struggle with anxiety all the time. I'm not even gonna lie about that. I mean, when I think about even the very small amount of people that are following my content right now, I have a responsibility to them. I run a gaming community, and those people trust me not to lie to them. I think as content creators, though, we have an obligation to be honest. And if a content creator is taking money from, one of these game developers and stuff, even in the form of like jets to fly out there and hang out with the devs and all that, look, you can. I mean, some of these benefits include having access to a game early so that they can put out their reviews on it early, or their opinions on it, or what's going to happen. Like do you understand? Like they have a way to hook more audience in, which adds to them. Okay, that directly correlates to money. That's how they make their money. But ultimately, to lie to the people that are spending their time watching your content, that's just egregious in my opinion. And I know this is dragging on. I just wanted to put out some points. Like I said, this is the first time I've done this kind of content, so I hope you can tolerate some of the things I missed, or maybe that I screwed up on in here. I'm gonna get better at it. I had to learn all this stuff on my own. Nobody was there to teach me. I had some help from some of our community members, like HK 1990K. He's a good friend of mine. He really helped me with content. But ultimately, I don't usually use my voicings. I just post up gameplay clips, you know what I mean? Like, I figure to show people there in my community or even outside what games I think are worth it and why I think that. I mean, so my takeaway from this is, bottom line, what would I give this game score-wise? Like a 5 out of 10. I mean, it's less than COD. It's less than probably most of the FPS games out there because it's just bare bones. It's a pretty game, but like even the UI is rudimentary. It's childish. I mean, they have 4 years, guys. Don't let people. Oh, it's a hard thing, blah, blah. No, they have 4 years. And it's more telling the people that they put on a project, like Vince Zampella. And every time you turn over a rock, you find another COD person, a person who is doing development on COD video games. I mean, I think that says it all. We don't even have to look at all the stats, but we can. We don't have to look at the developer's own words, but we can. We could just look at the people that are making the game. It's the same people that made Call of Duty. You understand? So, no, this is not a Battlefield game, in my opinion. I for all the reasons I've stated, and so many more. Again, go and check out, like, Simon B. 1471 and the COD Trash Can. I think that they do a really good, probably a better breakdown than I do. I mean, this is just me giving my thoughts on it. I just jotted some notes down here and decided to throw my voice onto some background footage and hopefully, of our gameplay last night. But I do want to talk about our gameplay last night also. Like, I noticed that some people that are real, and I'm not naming names, okay? Some really good friends of mine that are very good, okay? Some of these guys are veterans also, and that doesn't mean you're going to be good at a video game, okay? But that gives you an idea of tactics and all that stuff also. So either way, a good bit of friends, they feel burnt in this because they went out and they spent a little bit of money that they had to get this game based off of what other people are telling them that they trusted. And it's crazy how many content creators out there really have done this. They're out there hyping this game up, in my opinion, for no good reason. I mean, they've been doing this way longer than I have, so they have to be able to see things that even I'm not seeing. And man, come on. They do this for a living. They knew it. They had alpha access, and yet they still got up and told you it was a 10 out of 10. It's the best thing ever. It's a return to form. It is none of those things. It is not a return to form. The maps are nowhere near what they need to be. The TTK is insane. Some of this stuff can be adjusted, sure. But it's not just that. Like I said, they had 4 years. And look at the game itself. I mean, does it ever feel like to you when you're playing it's like just a pretty image over top of a jaded core systems, like it's all just thrown in there, and then people are like, oh, this is Battlefield because there's a few things that look kind of like Battlefield. I'm 48. I was playing Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. I remember them very well. And playing the same map that I played in Battlefield 3, I think it was 3 or 4, on here, it really showed me a big difference, like, between what Battlefield used to be and what it should be and what it is now. I'm sorry, guys, but I can't get behind this. I mean, I'll play. I'll likely be playing the game. I mean, I have friends that enjoy it, and I mean, many of our members from the 75th play it, and I consider it my personal job to spend time with them. You know what I mean? To run in games with them and stuff like that, because they are they support this community. A lot of the work that gets done is because of them. They don't have to do that. They don't make a penny doing it, not 1 cent. So ultimately, a lot of people bought into the hype. They bought the game. They're out $70, and now they're realizing just how much toilet paper is covering up the actual product. It's not very good. It does nothing impressive. It does nothing new and about. Matter of fact, it does less. It's taking that from you. Like I said, evolution. There's so many things that we could go over that's missing from this game. This is not back to form. I mean, if back to form is, hey, there aren't no like trainees and gay people and like capitulating to everybody else around you and all that nonsense, I guess. But that's a weak way of saying it. I mean, just because they don't have that garbage in here, we shouldn't pat them on the back and say, hey, good job, well done. I mean, is it a start? Maybe. Possibly. I mean, I hope so. And do I think that the Battle Royale mode coming out, that we should be excited about it? I mean, yeah, I think most people who played the original Battlefield, that is a natural progression to where this game should go. Because like I said, the big difference between Battlefield, the reason it stood out for me is because we enjoyed the hunt. We enjoyed the tactics. We don't just need to run into an enemy shooting us every 5 seconds. You know what I mean? We don't need to run into a target to shoot every 5 seconds. What was impressive about that guy jumping out of the plane and shooting with the missile launcher is because it happened organically. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to put it in a way to I guess end this besides to say, in my opinion, it's a 5 out of 10. Would I recommend it? I mean, to COD players, sure. If I'm talking to people that are like me and the tactical games and mil sim type experiences, which Battlefield kind of bridged that gap. You know what I mean? It was fast enough pace to keep people in it. Like Arma, there's a lot to Arma. A buddy of mine brought up a very good point though about that. That Arma, there's a lot of controls. I mean, and a lot of menus and all that. That's right. I mean, the more realistic a game is, the more controls you have to implement those realism, aspects. And something else I want to just real quick touch on is what I said earlier. Is one of my friends that was even in this video. I mean, they didn't want to play the game anymore. It irritated them. I mean, back in the day when we were playing Battlefield 3 and 4, we would play it for hours. I mean, I'd have plenty of footage, and I didn't even want to post up the footage, because maybe I just suck. Okay, maybe I just suck at aiming. I'm 48. I'm getting older. Okay, I don't think that's it though. Not when I can go into other games and my aiming's on point and I'm fine. It's just. But again, maybe it is me. I don't think it is, but maybe it is. Guys, I'm gonna cut this because I'm gonna end it here. Because I mean, I've been kind of going on for like 20 minutes. About the game. But I didn't want to just leave it with some of the low effort stuff that I had up there. And I mean, editing videos is never low effort. I don't give a crap like if you're putting voiceovers like I am right now, or if you're doing, recording. I mean, I've had it to where I've recorded 2 hours worth of content, and then I had to get rid of it all because of audio issues and stuff like that. That's insane. Okay, and I don't make anything for doing this. I only do it. I do it for my boys, and the ladies, obviously my ladies. But I hope that the game evolves and gets bigger, especially on the 28th. I guess they're coming out with a battle royale. I really hope that they do something else besides what they're doing right now, because I really don't want to play this game anymore. I have no reason. There's no incentiment for me to get in there and be shot by every fucking person on the map from everywhere on the map. I mean, I had a guy shoot me from 114 meters away. On these maps, that's clear across the freaking map. So, and by the way, that guy was cheating. I mean, I have no doubt in my mind. But that being said, the cheaters, that stuff I can make another video on. I mean, they're just absolutely in the open about it. They do not care. Now, EA says they ban a lot of them, but understand that there's a lot under there. Like when they put out, when EA could put out codes if people make cheat apps, there's a lot of money to be made just in the cheating scene alone. So there's incentive there for them to not really get the cheaters out, just keep that in mind. But mainly, my big gripe, and that's where it's going to sit, because I'll probably play Battlefield. I'm not saying it's a horrible game. I won't play it. I'm saying if it gets better, then I'll keep up with it. I have friends who play it a lot. So, but ultimately, my gripe is, like I said, the people that you guys trust. And I mean, I guess you could say I'm a nobody on YouTube and all that. I mean, sure, that's fair. But I have no reason to lie. And I'm not scared to stand up and talk and say that, hey, this game, we all got ripped off. We did. This should have been a $40 game at best. At best. I mean, hell, I would say $40 is a lie. I mean, for this game. But we all got tricked because we believed the hype from all these influencers out there. And that's what they are. They're shill influencers. And shame on them for doing that. Shame on them for taking your trust and abusing it, because that's exactly what they did. And they can lie to you and say they make no money. They make money, trust me. They make money by getting early access to the content, getting the videos out first. I mean, it's insane how many different angles they're making money off of this. So, that being said, I hope everybody has a great day. And, if you like the game, don't get mad at me. Don't be a fanboy. Enjoy the game. You don't have to try to bend me to your will to change my mind that it's a good game. You know what I mean? I don't understand people like that. I see them in the comment section all the time. They're getting mad. Oh, you don't share the same views I do. Yeah, I'm human, mother. You know what I mean? I'm human, so I'm going to have different views than you. We're all allowed to have that. But what I do want to push against is this 10 out of 10 back to form bullshit, because it's not true. It's simply not true. So, again, I hope everybody has a good day. I hope I did somewhat good on here. If you enjoyed the content, please leave a like, share, and subscribe. I mean, that would really help, because I'm trying to get out there somewhat. And I'm learning all this on my own. So more features will be coming. This content will get better, I hope. Sua Sponte Deus VULT.